Welcome to our SASSCAL podcast. My name is Sharon Kavu and I am your host. Today we are in Harare, Zimbabwe, where SASSCAL is hosting a stakeholders engagement on the WeMAST tool. And in the studio today we are joined by the CEO of Locate IT, our technical partner from Kenya. Her name is Miss Vivianne. Miss Vivianne, welcome to our podcast session.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm happy to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you here. So, as we continue to talk about our WeMAST Geoportal tool, maybe can you shed more light on the essence of this engagement in terms of upscaling and operationalization of this tool here in the Zambezi River Basin?
Thank you. The essence of this engagement is really for us to be able to understand the user needs, to engage with the stakeholders, and also to be able to gather their feedback in ways that through the tools that we're building, it can be able to benefit them in various ways. So this definitely involves sitting down with the stakeholders, identifying their specific needs, crafting and co-designing the requirements and specifications of what sort of applications would work best for them with regards to effective and efficient wetlands management.
Okay, looking at the type of audience that was participating in this 2-day session, it was a mixture of the technical people from government institution, NGOs, the private sector, as well as policymakers. What can you say are the key input that these participants has brought into that will actually be of a significant value into the upscaling of the WeMAST tool?
I think it's always interesting when you're coming from a technical background and where you get to explore a lot of your work behind your computer and to try and understand what really is happening in the ecosystems, different ecosystems with different needs and different landscapes altogether. And so whilst engaging the users, the end users who are drawn from the various institutions you talked about, be it government, private sector, NGOs, as well as the community-based organizations, we are learning that Zambezi in itself is a very unique ecosystem. The opportunity that we had to visit Monaville today has opened our eyes to the uniqueness of this Ramsar site in terms of the flora and fauna that is found here and the level of effective management that is required then to restore and to conserve this kind of ecosystem. So for us, what we're gathering really is in the aspects to do with some of the climate change related issues that are affecting the wetland, trying to understand it, trying to also link and to correlate the information that we get from the ground, the indigenous knowledge that we've actually been able to gather in the last 2 days, but also to ensure that we can combine that indigenous knowledge, ground truth data with the scientific earth observation data sets that we have all together to come up with a bit more refined and realistic products that demonstrate what really is happening to our changing ecosystems.
Okay, considering the fact that you were actually on the ground to see the wetlands, some of the wetlands in Harare, being at the Monaville wetlands and also engaging with the local authorities that manage these wetlands, in your opinion, how will the WeMAST tool bring a difference in the way that they manage their wetlands when they fully use it, when it's fully operational in the Zambezi River Basin?
First of all, I must say that the Wetlands Geoportal and the mobile application has been a game changer, and we continuously, as we engage with the end users, we're beginning to see the relevance of this application. And in terms of its utilization, we realized that in our needs assessments that we were able to do yesterday, for instance, we picked out that there are specific challenges to do with data accessibility that have continuously impacted the efforts that they're doing, because in one way or the other, they're not able to effectively assess or understand the entire landscape or the entire wetland or basin ecosystem, because again, it's very expansive. It requires a lot of resources financially, in terms of the human resource, and then maintaining that kind of an infrastructure would also be very complicated for them, and so they shy off from getting involved in that kind of activity. But the beauty of the Geoportal is that then we're able to leverage on Earth observation data, whose benefits, of course, include the wide coverages and the scope, where you can, at one instance, be able to monitor very expansive lands and understand very minute details, even at pixel level, at point level, to be able to characterize where the specific hotspots or cold spots within the ecosystem are.
Wow, that is quite interesting, and wow, I'm actually happy to hear that that's on the ground, and thank you so much for so much insightful input, and we really hope to have another conversation again when they're fully operationalizing it in the Zambezi River Basin, and to maybe look at the social economic benefit of the people there when we're in the ground just as for the second time. Thank you so much for joining us in this podcast session. Thank you for your time, Ms. Vivianne.
Thank you. Absolutely would love to see the outputs of our scientific work getting actionable insights on the ground, and for us to transform the societies and the communities that live here in Zambezi Basin. It's been an honor and pleasure to join you, and thank you for this invitation.
Awesome. That is great. And to all of our listeners, please feel free to send your questions, your follow-up, and where you need clarity on the comment below. Bye for now.